What it do? It's your boy, Illuminated D. And you know what I'm saying? We back with another one. The first thing I want to do is thank you to everybody who's liked and commented. And to all the subscribers, Pops and I want to let you know how much we really appreciate you. For you to come and spend your time with us and consume the content while we understand that you got busy lives, we want to thank you. Bless. Well, family, I'm on the way to Home Depot, because got the final day. The final day is going crazy. About to sell the crib. First crib actually sold on the market. I don't want to jinx it, so I just want to make sure that I got it pristine, so whenever everybody does their final walkthrough, we can go ahead and get to it and we come to a close and I can finally hit that 850 credit score and then keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Keep it P. Keep it P, as they would love to say in the ATL. So family, just left the barber too. I got to get my barber on camera. I really got to get him on camera so that y'all can see him. Because, he be doing some immaculate work, family. He be doing some immaculate work. And I want to let y'all know, to the dudes out there, your barber is almost one of the most important people in your life, One of the most important people in your life. If not the most important, because presentation is everything. And presentation is one of those things, like whenever you go to a job interview, whenever you want to, you want to secure an event, if you're trying to secure a lot of money, your voice can do a lot if they don't actually see you. But if they're going to see you, you got to remember that presentation is key. So definitely got to get my barber on here so that y'all can see him. And to the women out there, your stylist is probably the most important person in your life, along with your nails as well. Because that, I don't really too much look at the nails like that. Honestly, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm the type, I like the vamp nails, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really into the vamp nails. Like the vampire nails, like those right there, to me are just like the hardest nails. I ain't gonna lie, like, them things hard. But aside from that, yeah, y'all stylists and y'all nail tech is probably gonna be one of the most important things in life. As far as presentation wise, your character plays the next biggest part in this, because if you got a nasty attitude, regardless of how good you look, it's just a turn off altogether. You know what I'm saying? But if you're like a sweet individual, charismatic individual, funny, on both sides, I think it just makes it that much easier to be able to connect with the crowd, connect with the party, connect with whoever you're trying to connect to in order to get whatever it is that you're trying to get accomplished. All right. So just some key tips from Ben Rich, so that y'all you can put that in your little goodie bag, put that in your goodie bag and keep it pushing. Now, for everybody else, I want to tell y'all about something that I learned a long time ago, and it's called hunt the good stuff. It's called hunting the good stuff. Now, I'm not talking about drugs. I'm not talking about anything illegal. I'm talking about hunting the good stuff. Hunting the good stuff means whatever situation, whatever circumstance you're going in life, instead of always looking at the negative aspect, you should hunt the good stuff and look for the positive aspect, even in a negative situation, right? So that's what hunting the good stuff is. And I want to give y'all a couple different keys, because a lot of times we struggle in life for very specific things, right? And I'm going to tell you what they are. So you have, in hunting the good stuff, you have different aspects of it. So imagine you're in a bad situation, right? And in your bad situation, most people, they just drown in negativity. And there's only a couple different ways of drowning negativity, right? You got the me, you got the me-me's, the you-you-you's, the they-they-they's, and the them-them-thems, right? So the me means I'm the problem, I can't get right, I can't do anything right. The you-you-you's is for people who usually don't take accountability, and they always blame other people for their problems. So you're the problem, you caused this, you're the reason why this is going like this. They's, they're the problem, they're the reason why things are messed up, and they're the reason why it can't get right. And them, same thing as they's, right? Now, want y'all to put this in your goodie bag, because no matter what you're going through in life, you should always hunt the good stuff. You should always look for positivity in a negative aspect. Even if you caused it, right? Even if you caused it, you can still apologize. You can still find a positivity in it, right? So before always blaming yourself, find something positive to say to yourself. Before blaming everybody else, just like the Bible says, don't look at the speck in somebody else's eye when you haven't even first looked at the log in your own eye to be able to identify your problems that could have potentially led to them acting the way that they did. So, you know what I'm saying? And then in turn making you feel how you feel about them, right? And the same thing goes with theys, right? And the last thing I want to tell y'all is the iceberg effect. A lot of times we go through something, right? And then whenever you go through something like seemingly big, now some things are really big, but I want to let y'all know that most times things are like an iceberg. You know, on the top side of it, it doesn't look really big, but on the bottom side, you know, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it, right? So in the iceberg effect, sometimes we have to identify the problems in our own selves in order to make sure that the iceberg isn't, you know, we're not running into it and causing a Titanic shift. You feel me? A Titanic cataclysmic catastrophe. You feel me? So that just means identifying things before they turn into icebergs, identifying things ahead of time so that you're not turning yourself into the Titanic. And the reason why I say that is because everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through something. And, you know, realizing that everybody's going through something. Not everybody's going through something at the immediate moment in that time, but everybody got some going on in life. So to believe that they don't is cap. To believe that one person's life is better than yours just because it seems like they got more money. Remember, more money, more problems. More money, more taxes. And it doesn't necessarily mean taxes, but that just means that they set up a corporation and then they were able to write all that off on their taxes because they wrote everything off as an expense. Now, as a owner of things, you know what I'm saying, 9 times out of 10, more money, more problems, right? So just make sure you put it in a irrevocable trust, and then you just write that off and make sure that you don't own anything, right? Just giving y'all little keys for your goodie bag as I'm on the way to Home Depot. Just things that I'll be thinking about for the future as I tap into more wealth, more knowledge, more positivity, more love, more peace, more life, right? And more success overall. But as we start to tap in, you know, and as we start on this journey, this growth journey to getting to more bag, more love, more life, more peace, more success, more honor, more joy, more integrity, right? Above all, right? More integrity, you know, because you got to have integrity out here. If I find $1 million, am I going to turn that million? If I find it on the side of the road, am I going to turn it in? Or am I going to keep it? You gotta answer that for yourself, family. I'm not gonna tell you what my answer would be, but I'm gonna let you answer that for yourself. Do you have the integrity to walk that $1 million back into where you found it? Back to the bank? Or do you take it and do you wash it and do you keep it? See, me, I got integrity, so I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn it in. I'm gonna turn it in. And you gotta realize as you turn it in, they're not gonna give you nothing. They're not gonna give you nothing. They're gonna say, thank you, kind sir. Thank you, kind sir. Because you gotta remember, hey, if they lose $1 million, they only gotta pay back $250. So you shouldn't even have $1 million in the bank anyway. If you do, you're crazy. Because if they lose your $1 million, all they gotta do is give you $250 back. And it won't be me, family. I won't be the one in that predicament. I promise you I won't. But yeah, just saying, just running you through some different things in life. Different things that I've been noticing out here, man. A lot of people having hard times, man. You got Diddy, man. Diddy, man. They got Diddy, man. They got the oil king. They got the baby oil king out here, bro. They got him locked up, bro. They got him locked. Locked and socked, man. Locked and socked. Man, they got so much going on, bro. Cooking with Kaya, man. They got cooking with Kaya out here. Man, just dogged her mans, bro. Dogged her mans. Well, she said she wasn't dating him, but dogged her mans, bro. But think about it, bro. You were keeping her hostage, bro. You weren't letting that breathe, bro. You gotta let it breathe, bro. You gotta let it breathe. She said, I needed to breathe. Why you gonna go out with your homies? Man, you were cooking with Kaya hostage, bro. Holding her hostage out here, but caught her outside, turning up. But obviously, you know what I'm saying? She in college right now, Streamer University. I'm not even mad at her. I'd be turning up too, man. And cooking with Kaya ain't even mad at you. I ain't mad at you, man. My old lady left me when I was I left when I was in Korea, but you know what I'm saying? She got mad at me because I went and turned up too. But I'm like, think about it. I'm not about to sit in the crib 24/7 and just be on the phone for 5 hours straight. I'm like, you crazy. I'm like, you crazy. And having an argument every single day over going out and enjoying your life, too young for that. Too young for that. So don't let them shame you into slowing your own life down, slowing your success down just because he didn't make it into the university. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes growth is a thing, man. You gotta grow in order to be the best individual of yourself. Sometimes you gotta leave people behind. You gotta pray for them, but sometimes you gotta leave them behind. And you can't be sad, can't feel bad about having to do that sometimes because life goes on, you know? Man, we got so much going on in the world, man. We got so much going on in the world. I'm not even gonna talk about Diddy because I want to feature in the future, so you know I ain't gonna mention his situation. I ain't gonna mention that. I think that's almost everything aside from crypto, man. You know, just looking at Postchain, looking at Ethereum. They said Sui doing crazy, feeling bad for them. A couple people, they lost all their money because you know they got hacked, but praying for him, you know what I'm saying? Praying for him. That's what I say. Only put money in that you can afford to lose. But with that being said, I'm about to run in here. I'm about to run in this Home Depot. I'm about to go ahead and get ready to sell this crib, like I said, so I can hit this 900 credit score. And then, yeah, man, we about to run it up. All right, family? Because we all want to be successful. We all want to be somewhere in life. But in order to do that, you got to do something you ain't never done before. And that's the reason that we doing this right here. Right now, I had to take a little cut off of it. Y'all can't really see the color, but I had to take a cut off so that I go ahead and run in here and get this done. All right, but everybody be blessed, be safe. We out.